Hi. Welcome back to Wildsunne Art Studio. My name is Robinsunne and this is 2021. Goddess bless us all. Please like this video if you like it. Comment because I would so love to hear from you. Subscribe and share this video with other art making friends because we are back for some postcards across the miles. COVID miles, winter miles, just general miles, miles across a country, across an ocean. Yeah, across the miles. So today we're going to do something really fun. I love doing this. On some level, it's so simple and so uncomplicated that it's like taking an art nap. And then I'm going to take you to a place later in the video where it gets a little bit more complicated, and that is like running a couple of miles or something. It's very fun and energizing and thrilling. So what I've done is taken some punches. Here's a circle punch, and here's a flower punch. Oh, and here's one of my favorites. It's a little diamond punch. Clearly there is this flower punch and this flower punch. Whoops, get closer. And also this spiral punch, and I just punched out a bunch of punches and glued them down. It's not more complicated than that. And I took some Mod Podge to cover the whole thing so that there wouldn't be any little potentially unglued places that would get stuck. And I put one of my postcard backers. By the way, I show you how to do this in episode 2. And I believe we are in episode 7. I'm pretty sure that's which number this is. So that's an idea. This one I have some golden tinfoil, and I took a glue stick and put it on a piece of just white cardstock, and then I punched out all these stars, glued them on, Mod Podged over the top, put a backer on the back, and it looks like midnight or something. And these are just more variations. This one, there's a little gold, there's some the leftover orange and yellow stars, plus I added some purple in there. This punch is kind of cute. So this one, can you see that line right across the middle? I used some packing tape, on this particular one to seal it all in. And I took my bone folder, wherever that is, and, did my best at rubbing everything down. And I put one of my backers on. This is kind of the same as this one. It's just 2 color choices. And Mod Podge is on this one too, and a backer. And this one I did stars again, and sort of had fun. Really, you can do anything. It's like being in kindergarten and taking a nap. It's just fun with arts and crafts. So this is one sort of design idea that we can think about. Just an all-over pattern. Please, wouldn't this be fun to get in your mailbox with, I love you across the miles, and you are fabulous, and by the way, have a happy winter or summer or whatever time it is for you. So this is one idea. Another idea I had was to use some of these punches and tell a little story. So I made a little green rolling hills thing, and I took my house punch and I made some punches, and I put diamonds in the deep earth, which is of course where they come from anyway, and I put stars in the sky. finger just caught on that. Maybe I should put a second coating of Mod Podge on. That makes sense. Let's put this someplace so I will, well, I'll remember it later. So that's my second design idea. Here's one design idea, and here's two design ideas. We'll put it over there. And for the third design idea, well, this one, I took this same star punch and kind of like this purpley one, I made rows of, yeah, my finger just caught something on this too, so I should do a second layer of Mod Podge on this as well. So that was kind of fun, just sitting here punching out millions of little stars in all the different colors. I mean, wouldn't that be fun to get in your mailbox? I think it would. And then, so these two I kind of think as my fair isle. You know those sweaters that have rows and rows of pattern? Really wonderful knitters knit those. So on this one, these are actually kind of like reverse applique. I don't know if you can tell if the light's going to give you any information here. Nope, I don't think so. But these red are punched out, so this is the negative waistband of the diamonds and the stars and the circles, and I had two sizes of punch for these. So this is my third idea of using paper punches and layers of cardstock. I added it up the other day. I got out my very specific ruler. The post office would like us to keep them down to a 1/16 of an inch, which is that big. So that's not much. But with the cardstock that I have, that's 6 pieces, so I could layer up 6 different layers of cardstock before I got to a 1/16 of an inch. So this is only 2 layers. This is only 2 layers, yeah. Well, and it's got the backer too, so 1, 2, and then the stars are 3. This is 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, so it's not that much. So we have plenty of room to play. Now, another way to think about making postcards is to make an entire sheet, either A4 or 8.5 by 11. So these were supposed to be roses, and what do you suppose I did with my... Oh yes, I could have gotten this out before. And now I've lost it. Oh, no, I haven't. I think this was back in episode 1 or 2. We made this frame so that I could go in and see what a postcard would look like. So that's a little random. I might be able to... So on an 8.5 by 11 anyway, you can get 2. It's just like the postcard backers. You can get 2 going this way with just a little bit of excess on each side. And then you've got a bunch of excess to kind of shove this bottom one around. So what I mean by that is I can come in from the edge a little bit and get 1 and 2 and 3. So I made these roses, and you can see that I didn't cut them, and I did this on purpose. I didn't cut them in a smooth spiral. I was trying to, now this is very abstract here, but kind of get the idea that there were many petals, many surfaces on these roses. Anyway, I had done the spiral roses and it really wasn't full enough, so I figured out how to make doing a little diamond shape, and I just free cut that. And then I cut one of the dark blue diamond in half and kind of cupped the diamond in the middle in periwinkle. So yes, so you can make an entire page of gluing down cutouts and then use your frame to sort of decide how to set this up in a way that you'll get 3 really good cards out of it. Or you can, of course, copy. Now, I don't know. I've had 2 HP printers and they both have this dual going on with the blue. So my blues aren't printing very well. I guess I could, I don't know, maybe it's running out already. I just put it in like 3 weeks ago. But I also love blue and so I use it a lot. So I did this one, with the roses. And then I did this one, and this was just using 3 different sizes of, no, I guess there's 4. There's tiny and small and medium and very huge. So, I don't know, can you tell that this is actually pretty dimensional? But in terms of layers of cardstock, this is probably only the white layer, the blue layer, and then the little ones. So that's 3, plus the backer is 4 layers. So we're still doing fine. It's not too thick. And I tried to copy this one too, and I got a really awful coverage. But you know what I was thinking? That I could, cut out my polka dot postcard, and I could take like a big pen. I have a blue one like this too. It's a big chisel tip there. You can see that. And I could write a message. You are fabulous. You are enough. You are beautiful. I love you so much. Stuff like that. So then that takes a little pressure off the copy being perfect. So I'm going to keep these and I'm going to use them. So there's that. This is idea number 4, to make entire huge pages and either cut up the pages that we've got here or frame it out and, copy it and frame it out and cut it up that way. And then another idea I had was to actually make something that looked a little bit like a Fair Isle pattern. And I'm pretty sure these are mostly freehand cut. Yes, if you look at the circles, those are not perfect. Look at this one. But I just, cut the rickrack. Just take it slowly. Easy breezy. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure this was all just free cut. It's lovely brain exercise for your eyes and your hands to work together. Your right brain and your left brain have to be really coordinating, checking when you do a little skinny line that you're cutting with you're cutting that same width. You're not sort of going in and out, cutting up the page. Yeah. So, and the circle thing, sometimes you sort of blur your eyes and you go, oh, right, no, that's not a perfect circle. It's okay though, because we're just making postcards. This is not going to be on the walls of some famous building in some famous city. So this one I could copy. I could, that'd be a pretty effective postcard like that. This obviously isn't finished because there isn't anything up here. So I could keep going. I could draw on top of these. So now we're getting a little more complicated. You could take, like a micron pen, or I have a Pitt. Yes, I have a Pitt pen. So you could just take a nice, rich ink pen and, like do the Zen doodling things or fill in the spaces or, yeah, the options. Ooh, you know what? Doing some Zen doodling with a micron pen would be really effective on these, especially where the ink coverage kind of fell off a cliff. So there's that. Oh, and then we get to the doing portion of our projects today. And sorry, it went away. I'm coming back. All right, let's put our pens back. Before I show you this, throwing things around, I wanted to show you these borders. I call them collage borders that I made. You are seeing all this. Yes, you are. A long time ago, and these are almost all done with punches. This is a small punch, and a medium punch or large punch. So that was this punch and two colors of this punch. And then I just figured out a pretty pattern for them. Ta-da! And there are lots of circle ones. I just kept going with here. This one. Isn't that cool? And this is the whole piece of artwork. I could put these together, like this, and photocopy them. And where is my, and make a frame and a postcard like that, which is very kind of Fair Isle looking, and it's utterly gorgeous. These take a while to make, which is great. And it's sort of very mathematical. And then we get into, oh my goodness, the squares. So let's just hop right to, this is probably my super favorite. This center black diamond is this diamond punch. And what I did was, and I'm actually going to show you, this is just stacks. So there's black, then there's red, then there's orange, then there's yellow, and then I put it on a red background. And I got all the diamonds laid out, and there was too much red space, so then I punched a whole bunch of polka dots. And I think I did that just with a regular paper punch. And then here, I think these squares are hand cut. So they're all a stack of red on yellow on black. And then I turned some to be diamonds, and the ones underneath I turned to be squares. So that one I thought came out really well. Here I use some squares and some polka dots. And here also are squares and polka dots. So the lavender, teal, purple, and black is 4 layers. So if you put that on a base and then also have a backer, that's the 6 layers of cardstock. So you have to sort of watch how many layers you've got going on. Anyway, I saw these in my stash of lovely things I've made that I want to keep to inspire me forever. And I thought, what would happen if we tried to make a postcard out of this sort of general idea? So let's look at this one first. Here I used 3 circles plus the teal plus the backer. So that's 5 layers. So that's pretty close, and I will stop. I used Mod Podge. Can you see the sheen on the top? And I inked around the edges of some quotes that I'd taken out of my own writing. We are here for a reason. We are necessary to the spinning of worlds, which I believe to be true. We are here for a reason. We are here with each other in this configuration at the same time for a reason. And all of us being here, being the exact kind of person that we are, not necessarily being somebody else's view of who we should be, but being us in a sometimes messy way that we are us. But all of us together, being all of us individually, is crucial to the spinning of worlds. I believe this. It's a thought. This one are some more words that I love to put together. I just sort of crazy cut first the yellow, then I put it on red and cut those out. And I'll show you how to do that in a sec, or I'll show you how I do it. And then the black, and then I put that. So this is the word, the yellow, the red, the black, the purple, and the backer. So that's 6. So I've gotten this as high as I can get it. And again, I used Mod Podge on the top just to make sure that everything was glued down. So let me show you on this one. Get a little closer. I just did stacks: blue, purple, teal, blue, purple, backer. Okay, so this is as high as this can go. So let me show you what I did. First of all, where are my scissors? They're right here. Don't panic. First of all, I punched out these blue, can you see them in the light? Diamonds. So I did this, and I just use my eye. All right, let's get a little closer. Use my eye to cut out. So it's got blue and then purple. And then we glue. That is the right order. So to my eye, and I know this is a little different, whoops, sorry. To my eye, I line up the edge of the blade kind of with the edge of the blue diamond. And I cut that off to make a nice little ripple of purple go around the blue diamond. And this is how I made all of these. You know, you cut them out and glue them on. Let them glue, you know, dry for a minute. Oops, sorry. This closer doesn't leave me a lot of room for getting the view wrong. My brain is working very hard to keep my eyes telling me the right distance and make both my hands hold the paper just so, and the information is shooting back and forth in my brain, and it's really hard to talk while you're doing that. I mean, if you want to get it right. So we're gluing the next, the stack we've got onto the next layer. And cut off a nice ripple of dark blue to go around the next diamond, and I will glue these in place in just a sec. This is turning into a long video. So I'll glue these in place, and then I think I've already glued the backer on. So then I will cover this with Mod Podge. Mod Podge is kind of turning into my new favorite sealer. I think just because it's really easy. It always used to be the gel medium, which is fine. I'm finding that tape and the clear adhesive tacky paper, especially on something like this where, you know, the surface isn't even, you get all these air bubbles underneath, and I don't like the look, and I just feel like the Mod Podge doesn't get in the way of the I'm going to pull us back out. The Mod Podge doesn't get in the way of the image in the same way that the tape, you know, you can see that line going across. So these are my ideas. Please, these stripes are really fun to do. You definitely hand cut these, and you could do an entire postcard, you know, just of stripes. So the deal is, have fun, give yourself a bunch of time some afternoon to just